What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I am back out in the garage getting my tackle ready for the upcoming Road to Empire Bass Club tournament. This month's event will be at Lake Berryessa, launching out of Capella Cove Saturday morning. So I'm out here getting my stuff ready for that event. And if you saw the last video, we were up there this past weekend, had a little turkey shoot with the guys from the club. Other guys up there pre-fishing as well. Really windy day on Saturday, so we ended up staying in the Narrows for the most part of the day. Ran all the way down towards Markley Cove and back, and Pleasure Cove and everywhere in between. Kind of a tough bite. Drop shotting quite a bit. Threw the football head a lot and didn't get any bites on that. Mike caught a nice fish on a Tokyo rig in the morning, a 374. That kind of was the big fish of the day for everybody. Saturday, I think we're going to try and make the run to the north end and fish some areas up there. But I'll kind of go through some of the rods that I got. These is kind of what I plan on using for most of the day. Starting off the morning with a topwater, and I'll be throwing a spook. It's just a standard super spook in baby bass color. Got some fresh hooks on there, some nice gamma or triple grip hooks on that. A few other reaction baits I got is a jerk bait. Throwing a Lucky Craft Stacy in the threadfin shad color. Something goes a little deeper. The water is really clear, and I think the fish are probably down in that 5 to 10 foot range if they're roaming. A lot of fish we saw in the clouds of bait were probably down to that 20 foot range. So I like throwing the jerk bait. I did catch one little fish up there on a jerk bait last weekend. Another reaction bait here is a LV500 in the shad color, and if we find those schools of baits, I can throw that out there, let it sink down, and yo-yo it back to the boat. And kind of along that same line is a tailspin. I can throw this and work this like a jig. This is a 6 cents fishing tailspin. You see that there? Again, sticking with the shad color baits. This is like 3/4 ounce, so it sinks pretty quick with that blade on there. And again, I can throw it, work it like a spoon. I can throw it like the LV, just a little different look. The bait we saw last week was all pretty small, so I think the smaller bait hopefully will produce. And then the other reaction bait that I got out here is a crankbait. This is a big Duo Realis G87 15A. So big deep crankbait. Something I can get off those points, throw those around some of the deeper areas, gets down to 20 feet or so, 18 to 20. So big old crankbait on there. Another option I thought about putting on would be like a DT10 or I got a DT20 and I got DT10, which goes about 10 or 11 feet. I got some brand new Cigar fluorocarbon on that and 12-pound line on my crankbait rod. So that should work. Then we kind of move into some of the finesse baits. Typical Lake Berryessa, I like throwing a shaky head, 1/4 ounce shaky head with the Yamamoto Pro Senko, slim Pro Senko on there. It's like a 6 1/4 inch bait on that. Then, as I mentioned already, I can never go to Berryessa without a football head with a hula grub. 1/4 ounce size on that. Just to get down a little deeper, I usually use the 3/8 or a half. I like a 3/8 usually if it's not really windy. I can still get it down, but if I want to feel the bottom a little better, I'll go to that 1/2 ounce. So that's a 1/2 ounce football head on that. I got a Senko. This is the Monster Shad color, and this is a Neko rig with the weight on there, as you can see, wacky style. Something I can work on the bottom. I can throw it out, let it sink through the bait. The bait comes up shallow. I can always pull that weight out and throw it weightless too. And a couple more I got here. Got a drop shot. Just your standard drop shot, 2/0 2/0 finesse wide gap hook or a drop shot hook. 6-pound Cigar fluorocarbon and Vizex line. And then a 1/4 ounce Wu tungsten sinker on that. So that's my drop shot setup. Went light. This is kind of a medium light action rod. Generally when I'm drop shot in Berryessa, I'm fishing open water, so the light action rod with a 6-pound test, feel pretty confident I can land fish. I've caught up to over 5 pounds on this setup. You just got to make sure your drag is loose with the 6-pound test. So it's kind of the ultra finesse setup. And lastly, I got here is just another finesse bait, the Ned rig. This is an X Zone, X Ned, I think they call it. Just a little Ned bait. So kind of a variety of baits here. Again, working from the surface down 20-25 feet, and if I have to go deeper, I can go 30 to 40 feet with the drop shot and stuff, and the tailspin. I actually picked this up last year. This is kind of pretty productive up there, this little tailspin. Pretty cool little bait. Like I said, it's 3/4 ounce. It sinks pretty quickly. Has that flash on there, and you can work that at several depths. You can actually just swim it like a crankbait too, and keep it up shallow if you wanted to. So that's the various baits that I got on there. Boat's ready to go other than that. So looking forward to getting back out there on Saturday. Oh, I didn't mention that normally when I'm out here rigging up, I'm usually sipping on a cold one. But this week I've been a little under the weather, so I'm trying to get healthy, just so I can get back out there on Saturday and not have any problems with this little illness that's been kind of dragging on the last few days. So just got to get healthy and get ready to fish. So that is it. That's all the rods I got. I got a couple more in the rod box, but I got a spinnerbait, the Mr. B spinnerbait on there, and a jig, Mr. B jig as well. Those aren't kind of my go-to baits for Berryessa. I just got them in there because I've had them from Lake Sonoma, but if we do find the need to throw those baits, I can pull those out and throw them as well. So gonna stick with that. And then one other bait I got tied on back here is the Bass Slayer baits sleigh rig. I threw that a little bit last week. You can really see that on the live scope, and I didn't get any action on it, but I did have some followers on it that I saw on the live scope. So I'm gonna stick with that, just keep it on the deck, and if I use it, I use it. If not, I don't. But definitely worth having tied on and taking with me. My partner Mike, I'm sure he'll be throwing the same pink worm like he was throwing last week. He caught a bunch of fish on that. I didn't want to duplicate what he was doing. I wanted to kind of keep it different. That's why on my drop shot I went with this kind of blue and white worm. I might have to have Littlefoot make me some of these. This is a hand poured. I only have a couple of these left. I think I got these up in Shasta at Phil's. But I've had good success with this these blue worms. It's kind of a translucent color with the blue flake. So we'll see if that's productive again for me up there. So anyways, that's all the baits I got. I'm rigged up and ready to go. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the water.